Yo, what's going on, fam? It's your boy Anthony O'Neal. Today I'm kind of frustrated because I had a small little issue come up with my car, but I ain't tripping because I got that emergency fund. And I'm gonna show you how you can have an emergency fund right now. So keep it locked on the AF. Yo fam, before we jump into this emergency fund conversation we're gonna have today, I want you to do two things for me real quick. Number one, subscribe and hit that bell button, because every single week my team and I, CJ, Lindsay, go to Lindsay. Yep. We are helping you all make better decisions when it comes to your money, when it comes to your relationships, when it comes to your spiritual walk, when it comes to life. We want you to build a solid foundation for your future. So please subscribe and hit that bell button. Number two, if you have any questions, if you want me to talk about anything, if you have any concerns, text me that. I'm gonna put the number in the description below. Hit me up. I would love to hear from you. But let's go ahead and get into today's conversation. So, as you can see, like I said, it is real small. I was driving and man, y'all, you can see it's coming out. I put it in earlier, but like it cracked my bottom thing, the glass is gone. So technically I get this whole bumper replaced because this light doesn't work, this light does not work, and I need these lights to work. So here's the truth. Driving home from an event one night, and there's this big old truck right in front of me, and it was about 10 o'clock at night, and the truck hit a cone, and he hit 3 cones. So because he had a big truck, one of the cones went up underneath his car, and the other cone hit his window and flew up in the air. And I'm like, and it hits my hood, and the other one hits the bottom of my car, and it literally breaks my bottom lights. So I'm driving without any lights right now on the right side of my car. This light doesn't work. This light doesn't work. This light is cracked. But you know what, y'all? I ain't tripping. You know why? Because I have the emergency fund. You see, we teach in the very beginning of your process, of your journey, to have a $1,000 emergency fund before you start paying off debt. Now, once you pay off debt, you should set aside 3 to 6 months of expenses for emergencies. And that's why your boy is not tripping right now. All right, you guys, so I want to give you 3 things you should think about before touching your emergency fund, okay? Here's number 1. The very first thing is assess the situation. See if it's something that you can fix yourself. For me, for an example, the whole right side of the hood was out. So I fixed that myself. I put it back in, I put the lights back in, it's not working. I went to AutoZone, purchased some light bulbs to see if I can even change the light bulbs myself and see if it will work. It doesn't work. So clearly something is really wrong on the inside of it, okay? So the very first thing is assess the situation and see if you can fix it yourself. Save some money that way. Number 2 is, once you identify that you can't fix it yourself, I say this: anytime you have to spend above $200, make sure you get 3 quotes from someone. So for me, it's gonna cost me on average about $1,200 to fix this whole thing, to have it painted, to replace the bulbs, and to fix the glass that is broke on the bottom light. So that's the first quote. I went around to 2 other places to get a cheaper quote. I landed at $835 to get it fixed. So number 1, assess the situation, see if you can save a lot of money. And if you can't fix it, number 2, is get 3 quotes. Number 3, once you get the quotes, assess the time frame to fix the situation and see what do you have to do during that time frame. For an example, they're gonna need my car for at least 2 days. So that means I'm gonna either have to get a rental car, do an Uber, catch a ride with CJ or Lindsay. So before I go drop it off, I'm gonna also see what I have to do over here to make sure that I am getting to and from work, to and from the airport, to and from the gym, because your boy got to stay right. You know what I'm saying? But make sure you do those things. So those are 3 things that you have to do that I really want you to do before any emergency. Let's say your cell phone breaks. Assess it. See if it's something that you can fix. If you dropped it in water, put it in a bag of rice. If that doesn't fix it, take it back to the store and see if they can fix it. Once you do that, see how long it's going to take. If it's going to take 2 days, maybe you can figure out how to have other means of communication while the phone is being fixed. This applies to anything and everywhere when it comes to an emergency. And this is why an emergency fund is so important. I didn't know that was going to happen. You don't know when an emergency is going to happen. It's just a matter of when, but not if. It's going to rain. We're sitting in the middle of rain right now. I'm up underneath the tree because I don't want to get wet. But you know what? I have an umbrella. I have something for when that time comes. I am prepared as much as possible. Now here's the truth. There's going to be some emergencies that you're not going to be prepared for. But our thing is, we want you to be prepared for the most common stuff. Cell phone, car, a leak happens in the house, you can go get a hotel room that night. Emergency flight home to family. We want you to be prepared for the basic emergencies. Do you know that nearly 45% of America cannot afford a $450 emergency? If you just do what we teach, set aside $500 if you're in high school or college, or $1,000 minimum if you're an adult, do you know that you're already ahead of the game? It's so important, y'all, because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's your boy, Anthony O'Neal. And before I go, do me a favor. What is one emergency that came up in your life that you was actually prepared for? Put it in the description below, because I want to see what some of you all are dealing with, and let's show the world that, hey, we can do this. I'll see y'all next week. Actually, not next week. I'll see y'all in the next video.